When Law presented himself at court, he was most cordially received. He offered 2 memorials to the regent, in which he set forth the evils that had befallen France, owing to an insufficient currency at different times depreciated. He asserted that a metallic currency, unaided by a paper money, was wholly inadequate to the wants of a commercial country, and particularly citing examples of Great Britain and Holland to shew the advantages of paper. He used many sound arguments on the subject of credit and proposed as a means of restoring that of France, then at so low an ebb among the nations, that it should be allowed to set up a bank which should have the management of the royal revenues and issue notes both on that and on landed security. He further proposed that this bank should be administered in the king's name, but subject to the control of commissioners to be named by the States General. While these memorials were under consideration, Law translated into French his essay on money and trade, and used every means to extend through the nation his renown as a financier. He soon became talked of. The confidence of the regent spread abroad his praise, and everyone expected great things of Monsieur Laws. On the 5th of May, 1716, a royal edict was published by which Law was authorized, in conjunction with his brother, to establish a bank under the name of Law and Company, the notes of which should be received in payments of the taxes. The capital was fixed at 6 millions of livres in 12,000 shares of 500 livres each, purchasable 1/4 in specie, and the remainder in billets d'etat. It was not thought expedient to grant him the whole of the privilege prayed for in his memorials until experience should have shown their safety and advantage. Law was now on the high road to fortune. The study of 30 years were brought to guide him in the management of his bank. He made all his notes payable at sight, and in the coin current at the time they were issued. This last was a master stroke of policy, and immediately rendered his notes more valuable than the precious metals. The latter were constantly liable to depreciation by the unwise tampering of the government. 1,000 livres of silver might be worth their nominal value one day, and be reduced 1/6 the next, but a note of Law's bank retained its original value. He publicly declared at the same time that a banker deserves death if he made issues without having sufficient security to answer all demands. The consequence was that his notes advanced rapidly in public estimation and were received at 1% more than specie. It was not long before the trade of the country felt the benefit. Languishing commerce began to lift her head. The taxes were paid with greater regularity and less murmuring, and a degree of confidence was established that could not fail, if it continued, to become still more adventurous. In the course of a year, Law's notes rose to 15% premium, while the billets d'etat, or notes issued by the government as security for the debts contracted by the extravagant Louis XIV, were at a discount of no less than 78.5%. The comparison was too great in favor of Law not to attract the attention of the whole kingdom, and his credit extended itself day by day. Branches of his bank were almost simultaneously established at Lyons, Rochelle, Troyes, Amiens, and Orleans.